when we turned it on.
Oh, that is hilarious. Hello, season 2 with no sound. Until now.
We're still cooking live.
Let's do this over again.
Take 2.
One more time. Live from Kegel Studios for season 2 premiere show of Cooking with Nene and Murray. Yes, second time's a charm.
Hey,
There we go. Big applause.
somebody let us know real quick.
Wow.
Wow. Sound.
Please, somebody tell
Oh,
Tim.
hey.
Oh my God.
There we go.
Oh my God, we got sound. Lord have mercy.
We got a new setup, folks. I thought I turned the mic off to keep the battery from dying.
Well, guess what? We didn't have any sound. Anyway, I'm going to summarize what we were talking about real fast.
Vacation.
Vacation was good. We had fun. We're back. We missed y'all. And we can't wait to do camp meeting cooking tonight. How about that?
Hey, we had a good little intro. Boy, I hate that got
It must not have been meant to be.
I guess.
So, I don't guess they heard the shout-outs either, did they?
No.
All right. Adrian, Emery. Good Lord. Is that somebody texting us that's saying, we ain't got no sound? Please. Adrian, thank you for posting this.
Got sound.
How Southern are you? That was a lot of fun. Nathan was in the lead with 38 for a long time until yesterday evening, and today we had 2 girls with 39.
Now
Susan.
They popped some feet.
Oh, Lord. Y'all need to let us know the 2 items that you have not eaten. Post that on the group, please. And Adrian and Susan and Lisa O'Shea, who are the ones with 39, y'all send me your addresses.
And we're going to give you one of these beautiful aprons.
So yay. There we go. Thanks to everybody playing along with Little Debbie. That was pretty fun, although Little Debbie means not much to me, but whatever.
Hey, you can't be Southern not eating a Little Debbie treat. Oh, you probably had tasty cakes up there, didn't you, Tim?
Little Debbie.
Little Debbie?
Little Debbie.
How about
that? Well, I like them okay, you know.
I like the peanut butter.
Well, that seemed to be the
Yeah, number 9. That was the popular one of the bunch.
And Tim is saying yes too on that. So, and
thanks to Staniel
your
for letting us know
your
we
brother
didn't have
Staniel.
we didn't have any sound. And also, he posted a couple pictures of his keto diet.
Keto.
He eats some weird stuff, though.
But that's okay. We're all, you know, everybody's got different stuff. So, next, Catherine Capitosco. I love saying her last name now that I can say it. She finally found her some white lily.
Where does she live?
She lives in Virginia, D.C. area, maybe? Oh, God.
You said
No.
I
can't remember. I'm sorry, Catherine, but I messed up your last name, and now I know it. Now I don't know where you live. But you're on up there somewhere. What's called?
And Judy Kearney, she got one of her aprons, and her picture's posted. And plus, you posted her fried green tomatoes.
That's right.
That looked wonderful.
And Lynn Durant got an apron too, but she has not posted, but she did say she got it. So, all right.
But this is like season 2, episode 1, and it is
Camp Meeting Cooking.
Camp Meeting Cooking.
Yay, yay, yay.
So tell us a little bit about what Camp Meeting's all about.
Goodness.
This little intro into it. Her family, it's been going on since 1838. We got it written right there. Oh, excuse me.
It's okay.
And but her family's been going to it for generations. I'm gonna let her tell you about it. She can tell you a lot more.
I'll probably freeze.
I've only been going for the last 12 years, so.
Well, that's a pretty good lick right there. So, and you like it, don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
but you and I both were raised in religious households, so I mean.
Well, just tell us about.
All right, so Camp Meeting, you know, started back in 1838.
Holbrook Campground.
Yes, Holbrook Campground in Alpharetta, Georgia, and we've been going. I mean, my mother was a baby, and my mother was born in 1925, so she's had been going since then. Of course, she's got her own camp meeting going now up in the sky. So, but that's all I've ever known. And camp meeting was started with a man named Jesse Holbrook had to shoe a horse. Am I saying that right? Shoe a horse? Shod, shoe, whatever. So, back then, it was a lot of work. It wasn't like you just went to the horse Home Depot and bought shoes. There's a lot of stuff involved in that.
Kind of like you buying shoes.
Yeah, kind of like me. So if I go to DSW. Anyway, so he did this and got in exchange for that 40 acres. And that was a lot of acreage. And they agreed to use it as a camp meeting site. And it started out with about probably, and if you've seen the pictures, it's a big circle of tents, but they're tents, but they're cabins.
And if you live around here local, you've seen them all over there. There's one in Lawrenceville, Mossy Creek,
Loudville, and Lumpkin County.
Yeah, up there in Dawsonville.
Yeah, and in the middle is a big arbor, which is an open-aired church, open all the way around, big gabled kind of roof.
I mean, yeah, this is old timber frame structure. I mean, I'm talking about where they mortise and tenon joints and pegs. I mean, this was
it's pretty amazing.
Kind of like the barnyard builder stuff. I mean, this is what the arbor's made out of in the 1800s.
Yeah, they built one in 1838, and then I guess they kind of added on to it, and at some point, I think it got struck by lightning, or it burned or something. So they had to rebuild it. It was a storm, sorry. They had to rebuild it in 1889, and that is the structure that we are using today. I mean, there's been some improvements to it. There's electric fans, and we still have our funeral home fans, and we got a sound system. We got, well, they didn't back in the day. Back then, they always kind of did this in August. And everybody's like, good Lord, you do it the hottest time of the year. Well, back then, in 1800s, that's when they did their crops. Their crops were laid by. In other words, they had,
harvested everything.
Yeah, and they were kind of done for a while. And
they had to start picking cotton in about September.
Yeah, so that was it was like a vacation for everybody. I mean,
Fellowship,
they literally packed
religious,
everything. Their animals, their food, whatever they were going to need for 2 days. So
put them on a wagon and took it up there to the campground. And back when they first started, they pitched tents. That's why they got the word tent. They just pitched canvas tents. And so, I mean, it was kind of it was a social gathering. It was a religious pilgrimage almost. And so, I mean, it's something that's gone through a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, what's amazing to me is camp meeting has survived the Civil War. They didn't shut it down for that. Survived 2 world wars. Didn't shut it down for that. Survived the Spanish flu. Didn't shut it down for that. Survived the Depression era. And, a few other things after that. And we ain't going to shut it down for Rona. Because we're going to beat Rona. Right?
That's right.
I mean, we are going to have to make some adjustments for this. Totally get it, but we ain't shutting it down. And I'm pretty excited to get to go and to share it with y'all. So, but let's go back to the beginning. They had outside bathrooms. They used wells for water. They had, once they did build buildings, they used sawdust floors, which I think maybe a few people, maybe 1 or 2 still have sawdust floor. Definitely sawdust front porch that faces the church.
What's your name's cabin next?
Sherry and Bobby, they've still got sawdust. That's right. So things have progressed though. We got floors.
Got indoor plumbing.
We've got a washer and dryer. We've even had a dishwasher at one time. So we've moved up in the world. Anyway, so why we are here tonight, we're going to talk about 2 of my standard dishes that I do for camp meeting. Sunday is always like a big lunch day. Big lunch.
Big lunch.
Big lunch. So the two things that I like to cook that are easy, simple, and everybody loves is one is pineapple casserole. Lord have mercy, that is the best stuff. And I'm going to tell you, Dina Snipes, if you're watching, you gave me this recipe back in the early 2000s maybe. I can't go anywhere without carrying that. That has been a staple for me.
That was my daddy's favorite.
Ah, yes. And it was my mom's too. Just loved pineapple.
Anytime we got together at Mom and Daddy's,
I had to bring it. I better not show up if I didn't have it.
And she'd leave what was ever left over with Daddy because he liked him some pineapple.
And I usually ended up having to make two to take one to him and one to my mother. So yeah, so that's the first thing we're going to cook. And then this can be used as a side dish or it can be used as a dessert, whatever you want.
And we're going to be making other things. Well, just
not tonight.
Not tonight, but we've already made them on the show before. Chicken and dumplings. Going to get up Sunday morning and make them so they'll be hot and fresh.
Yes.
Saturday, she's going to make a strawberry pie, which she's already made. And so, again, we're going to make
the
a
chocolate cake. The birthday cake. We're going to do that.
Because it was so good.
Oh, my God. And my cousin Sherry, I'm making it for her because she loves chocolate cake and she's sick with a sinus infection.
Tim ate a piece of that chocolate cake.
Yes, I did. It was delicious.
Good, good. So, without further ado, for the moment, we're going to work on the pineapple casserole. And it's, y'all, this is like the most simple thing ever. So, I've doubled it because I need to double it for Sunday's lunch. But, obviously, you can half it back and make a smaller one. Two 8-ounce cans of crushed pineapple and two 20-ounce cans of pineapple chunks. These need to be drained. I basically dump it in a casserole dish to start with. Got my little pile of the crushed, gonna mix that up. And I'm gonna tell you something. This right here sounds weird.
Bomb diggity.
Yeah, but it is so good. I'm telling you. So you just kind of get it all mixed up a little bit. Spread it out in your casserole dish real good. And then the next thing is you're going to put a layer of sugar.
Oh, I can't believe that. It don't take a whole lot of pineapple to make sugar taste good.
Lord. First though.
Kind of like them sweet taters.
First we need to put in, we're going to do 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Basically that is just to bind all the fat goodness together.
Plain flour, my mama would say.
That's right. So I've already got 1 cup of sugar measured out here, and I'm going to add my 4 tablespoons of flour to that.
There you go.
There we go. And then I'm going to measure out 1 more cup of sugar.
Because you can't have too much sugar.
No. And you're going to say, good Lord, that's too much sugar. No, it's not.
You can never have too much
I
sugar.
actually have made this before using Splenda. And and it wasn't too bad. I mean, actually, it was pretty good, but ain't nothing like real sugar, people. I'm telling you. The only thing, if you use Splenda, you really kind of got to get it mixed in good with this juicy stuff here. Might even add a little bit of orange juice on it just to kind of get it to dissolve, because this sugar definitely will dissolve as it bakes and it leaves behind some really good yumminess.
And think about tonight, you're not going to get to see the finished product. We'll take a picture of it, or maybe go live Sunday.
So you can see us eat it then.
Yeah. But
this is one that you can make it up
ahead of time,
and put it in the fridge and not cook it until the day of. So, and that's what I'm going to do, so that I can put all my efforts into making strawberry pie. Have we got anybody saying anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a couple of comments.
Oh, yeah, please.
Yeah, Anita says, hey, y'all.
Hey, Anita.
Yeah, Catherine wants you to know that she's actually from Maryland.
Oh,
So you're close.
I'm sort of close.
It's cold up there, too.
Yes, thank you, Catherine. I'm going to get you straight one of these days.
Now, Suzanne says, okay, I'm confused by the different kitchen.
Who's Suzanne who?
Maybe Suzanne Fink. Maybe she didn't watch.
Well, no, Suzanne, actually, this is our basement kitchen.
This is the studio.
This is our studio kitchen. And we kind of moved, we started out upstairs and then we remodeled. And then we had to move down here. We stayed down here for whatever. We just did our last little pop-up episode upstairs.
In the new kitchen.
But we decided, I don't know,
There's more room down here. The bigger table, bigger work area.
Yeah.
And but we'll do another episode in our new kitchen.
Because it is beautiful. But it's beautiful down here. I'm telling you, y'all, this is the best house. We really got lucked out. Okay, so here I'm just taking the bowl and just shaking all this sugar and flour mix. Shaking.
So you shake.
That's twisting. Shaking it up. Okay. Oh, you better look out now. We're talking about camp meeting here. Okay, so I kind of just shook it all out. And I'm going to take it and just kind of spread it a little evenly. It doesn't have to be pretty because nobody's going to see it, but boy, they're going to taste it. And they're really going to love it.
They're going to what?
They're going to love it and taste it. Okay, so I got that layer on there. Let's move this out of the way. Next, we...
This episode brought to you by Cable Auction Company. Beautiful downtown Jefferson, Georgia.
I swear.
We're going to have a big Labor Day auction, folks.
My God,
we ain't
you're
had
not
auction
going to make
since
it
March.
to Labor Day because I'm going to beat you.
So,
oh my God, you scared the daylights out of me.
You told me to.
I didn't tell you
Oh,
to.
you were supposed to scare me.
Dang. You. Anyway.
This is us.
Just being us. This is what goes on at this house every day. I kid you not. Anyway. So, I got my sugar flour mixture, in case y'all got lost, on top of my pineapple mixture. Next, we're going to add in some cheddar cheese. Goodness. I got 3 cups of it here, folks. 3.
Pineapple, sugar,
Cheddar.
And there's going to be a bunch of butter.
We're just going to sprinkle that over. Spread it out.
And I'm, when she first made this, I'm going pineapple and cheese. I just don't know about that.
Oh, honey, it's kind of like pear salad a
Yeah.
little bit, Which, by the way, was on that list of Southern foods.
Pear salad's good.
And I don't know that if we had volume when I said this, but Susan and Lisa O'Shea, y'all need to post on our group site what are the 2 things that you have not tried.
I can't believe y'all beat me out.
I know. I was shocked. And there's, 2 women at that.
I can't believe I was leading as long as I was.
You did leave
you did
for a
leave.
minute. That's right. All right, so I got my beautiful, lovely layer of cheddar cheese on top of the sugar. And next is 3 sleeves of Ritz crackers. I usually put them in a gallon bag and take my rolling pin. How dare you! You knew it. You knew it the whole time. Anyway, I'll take a rolling pin and beat the dickens out of them. Number 1, to get them really broken up good, and take out a little aggression against people.
That scare you. And steal your thunder.
Steal my thunder. Oh my God, it made me scream like crazy. So, anyway, we're going to mash these babies up really fine and pretty.
Kind of like you.
Oh, you are really trying to make up to me, ain't
Fine
you?
and pretty.
Yeah, Well, it's not just for crushing up Ritz crackers.
Husband tamers.
Oh, you are so funny. So yeah,
That's what I call them when I sell them in the dogs. Husband tamers.
all right, so we've just about got these mashed up really fine and thin. And, after I thought about this, I'm not going to cook it tonight.
Oh, so you ain't going to put this
So
in.
I wasted that butter, but
Anyway,
I mean, I'm not even going to put the Ritz crackers on there because
Right.
that's probably a better
they
idea
get
to,
soggy.
to wait until like Sunday morning
But
and just spread it out, and then you'll pour this lovely butter mixture.
how many?
It's one.
One stick of butter.
You can do 2, but I usually when I double it I do 2, but I just did 1 tonight, so.
But
just
anyway, yeah, just
sprinkle it over, cook it for 30 minutes at 350,
so
and everybody's gonna
Murray?
love it. What?
tell me.
That's we're done. This is it for the pineapple. Thank you very much. If you have questions, please let me know. I'm gonna post the recipe.
What was you?
Yeah. You're
What
still
was,
trying to be on my good side.
What was some of your scariest moments at camp meeting?
Oh Lord. Okay, so I got a couple of those. One is kind of silly. I was a little girl. I was probably like 3 or 4, and back then and today, the kids literally you send them out into the circle, and they play all day. I mean, you don't have to worry about them. You don't need to know where they're right there. They're playing.
It's kind of like they surround the wagons around the.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody watches everybody else's kids. And
Yep, exactly. Little village.
I take the grandkids up there now and let them
Run and
play.
Take your bicycles, ride bikes all the time.
Water balloon
fights.
And plus they have children's church every morning. They got a youth building, and all the youth go and spend the night and everything.
They're not going to get to do that
Not
this
this
year
year.
because of our friend Rona. But anyway, we'll work around that. But my scariest moment. So about 4 or 5 years old, I wandered. Mom let me go out there and play, and I wandered. We're number 10, and I guess I just wandered on down. I got down to about 20, and realized that I didn't know where I was. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous now, but as a little kid, you're thinking about playing and whatever, and you're wandering around, and all of a sudden you look up and it's not familiar for a second. And so I did.
I can hear her now.
I did what every respectable baby would do, and that's start crying for my mama. I couldn't help it. I was so scared. Anyway, some nice lady, and I'm sure that if that person is probably still around, they probably remembered it, but I don't remember who it was.
Her ears were probably bleeding too.
Where's my rolling pin? Anyway, she carried me, picked me up, comforted me, and she asked me where I lived, and I said I didn't know. And kind of, I guess by that time, I kind of had gotten my wits about me, so I kind of pointed up to where we were. So she took me up, knocked on the door, and Mama come to the door. Here I was crying. Jane, what's wrong? I got lost, Mama. But then I was found, and everything was okay. As a child, that scared the living daylights out of me. Almost as bad as that stupid mallet. Anyway, second scariest moment, and this was kind of creepy. Okay, we're talking creepy moment. My brother will remember this. It was one evening, and we were having a major, it was just me and Paul, we were sitting there at the kitchen table, having a major storm outside. And I'm going to tell you something. When you're in like a little cabin with a tin roof on it, the rain sounds wonderful. But when it's lightning and thundering and that kind of thing and windy, you get a little nervous. Anyway, so I was a little on edge already because it was a bad storm. And Paul, he wasn't bothered by it all. We were just sitting there talking, and we were talking about people.
Thunder just come get you, doesn't it?
That's so funny. You snorted.
Come on,
How am I going to tell the story now? Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. Good Lord.
Thunderstorm.
All right. So we were talking about some of our family that had already passed on and how we missed them and stuff like that. And we had you just stay right there. You are. We had an aunt, a great aunt, was my grandmother, my Granny Bice's sister, Aunt Vera. God rest her soul. Luann, I know you know who I'm talking about. She would come and stay with us a lot at Campmeeting, and bless her heart, she was pretty overzealous lady for sure. And anyway, but I loved her dearly. She was a lot of fun. So Paul and I were talking about her, and we were and about that time I said, you know, Paul, I said, wouldn't it just be something to see just have Aunt Vera come walking in here? And about the time I said that, this big old gust of wind blew the door, I mean, wide open. Paul looked at me and he's like, come on in, Aunt Vera. I got what little hair I got on my arms right now. I'm standing up still thinking about that. Scared.
Aunt Vera come to see you.
I reckon she did, but she's been dead a few years, and I don't know that I really wanted that. But anyway, so that was my kind of scary, creepy moment. So, how about you? Have you got a favorite Campmeeting moment?
Well, let's get the pie.
I'm asking you a question.
Well, like I say, I've never been around Campmeeting. I drove by campground. Raised the girls. I mean, less than a mile from the campground. Drove by it hundreds of times, going to free home, taking the kids to school and the ball. We played ball on the campground. The girls played ball on the campground ball field, right next to the campground. So I mean, I had a lot of connections with it, but never really went to Campmeeting or anything until her and I go up there, and it's kind of like a family reunion. About half the people go up there I'd known, grew up with, and kids went to school with. A lot of their friends going there now. So, like I say, it wasn't something, I mean, I was, my daddy was I was raised in the church, but my daddy's a Primitive Baptist minister, and, so
y'all didn't do Campmeeting.
we didn't do Campmeeting. No, we had an association meeting, but it was only a weekend. It was only about 3 or 4 days long. But didn't have no campsites or nothing. But anyway, and I was a little leery. There's some doctrinal differences, but I'll tell you what, since I've been going, it's been a blessing. It's just, especially in the times we're living in today, where this many people come together and worship God on a daily basis. And, once again, you go up there and there's no TVs, or maybe a 10 or 2.
There's some people who got TVs.
But anyway, we don't, and you just kind of unplug, from the world, and for 10 days, we don't stay there. We go most every night, but it's a good thing, folks. I'm telling you, and if you ain't never been, you're more than welcome to come. It's on, and
they do church at 11. They have a prayer meeting at 3, and then we have church at 8 o'clock. That goes on for 10 straight days. So
y'all come see us. We're in tent 10.
Yeah, and if you want to go, seriously, hit me up with an IM on Facebook.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely love to have you. And if you want to come eat lunch on Sunday, that's a really big deal, too. We're having chicken and dumplings. Okay, so my next thing, yes.
Let's do some comments.
Let's do some comments.
Yeah, I just want you to know people are saying hi.
Hey, everybody.
Linda's saying hi, y'all.
Linda
Borean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, honey.
Yep. Susan Bullock says hi.
Hey, Susan.
Melanie Bushy says Scott would hurt someone for that casserole.
I know it. That is Scott Bushy's favorite.
Hey, Melanie. Y'all need to come.
Hey, we're in stereo. Anybody else got anything fun to say? We're good? Okay.
We're good for now.
All right. So, all right, my next thing, and this is my brother Paul's favorite and my cousin Joe Dempsey's favorite, lemon meringue pie. Yee-haw. Okay.
But she usually don't do meringue.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't care for meringue. I mean, basically, this is how I like.
She's making 2, one with meringue, and this is the way she usually makes it. Don't ever make it we're gonna make some meringue tonight.
Yeah, I don't usually, meringue is a waste to me. But, whatever, we're
But
gonna
this
make
is
it.
but
So,
this
in
is
case
fresh
you wanna make it.
homemade lemon pie.
And it's
Fresh squeezed.
simple as all get out too. And just FYI, no, I don't make my own pie crust. Keebler made my pie crust. It's just a lot easier.
Yeah.
Graham cracker crust. And what I did is I had to borrow a paintbrush, a brand new paintbrush from Nathan, so I could egg wash the crust after I unpackaged it. Cooked it in the oven for about 5 minutes at 375.
I just took it out of the kerosene, gave it to you.
Oh please. Anyway, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
So doing that. Oh. Stop that stupid mallet. Allison, do you see what you have started with that mallet? Anyway.
Allison gave me that mallet.
I know she did. Anyway,
It's
the
a
egg wash.
It's a gavel.
Whatever.
Okay.
The egg wash, cooking it makes it a little darker and crispier. So there's a little tip for that. Nobody will ever know the difference that it's not. And well, of course they will, because it's in this aluminum pie pan. And I'm not going to take the time to put it in a real pie pan, because I'd probably break it. Anyway, next.
The nectar of gods.
The nectar of the good Lord. It is condensed milk. Yes, I could probably stick a spoon in it and eat it, but I'm not going to do that. I know some people that have done that though. Don't sneak up on me, because I feel you getting close up there. Rhonda Voss.
Sit there and eat a whole can of
And
condensed milk.
she actually left a can of it in my mailbox one time too. So anyway, you're gonna get your can of condensed milk here. Watch yourself. And you want your spatula, because you want every drop of goodness. I promise you. I'll put that up in our little mixing bowl here. So,
What is condensed milk?
This milk that's been condensed.
With lots of sugar.
Yeah.
How about some, how about your mama? What was some of hers? She have a favorite story she told you when she was a kid or anything?
Well, you know, she didn't have really a story, but I can say that, you know, Mama and her sister Larry, you know, they...
Yes, her mother's
His name was Larry, yes.
what's her real?
Her real name is Rachel Lorraine. We've discussed this before. And my cousins, Rodney and Joe, they and all their kids, they go to Campmeeting too up there. So they grew up, you know, going to Campmeeting. And Mama said, she never really told me any specific stories, but she said when they were young, even as teenagers and up until young adults, that you could hardly move because there were so many people that came from everywhere. I mean, like in the center, in the circle, just going down to church, it would just be people upon people. And it was truly the event of the year.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And it still gets, you know, a good crowd. In normal times, I mean, they're wanting everybody to just kind of, they're going to have a few people sitting in under the arbor this year, going social distance, and then everybody's going to bring chairs. They're going to have speakers set up out under. I mean, it's beautiful. If you've never been there, it's worth riding by and just walking around these beautiful, massive oak trees that's 200 years old, and hickory trees. And, I mean, it's just a picturesque scene down there. She posted some pictures, and, you know, just sit out there under the oak trees and breeze and singing.
Yeah,
and
some good singing, that's for
yeah,
sure.
some good singing and just old gospel hymns, you know, and preaching and praying and fellowshipping, and so yeah, I mean, if you hadn't ever been,
We'd love for you to go, for
so
sure.
all right, we got
Back to our
condensed
pie.
milk.
Okay, where's my egg yolks?
If they were in your hand, you'd know where this at.
Yeah, so we, prior to, went ahead and separated our eggs. Got three.
Because
beautiful egg yolks here.
One of the hacks for making good meringue is you crack the eggs and separate them when they're cold, but you leave the egg whites out to get to room temperature to make good meringue.
So there you have it. And hold on.
Ah, yeah.
This right here
Is the
is the handy dandiest little egg separator you have ever seen. Crack your egg up in that, the yolk sits right there, and you just hang it on the side. Boom. Easy peasy.
I don't know
And
where
that
you
is
got
a
that.
pampered chef.
Pampered chef.
Pampered chef. So we're going to add the eggs to the condensed milk.
3 yolks.
3 yolks. That's it. All right. And if you were happen to get a little bit of the white in there, oh, thanks. If you happen to get a little bit of the white in this, it's okay. But you don't want to get yolk in the white
yolk
for the meringue.
Yeah, it'll ruin the meringue.
It'll what?
It'll ruin the meringue.
Burn it. Burn it.
The orangutan.
So, all right.
All right.
So we're gonna kind of set that aside for just a second. Next, we're gonna focus on the lemons. We need 3 lemons. These are enormous lemons. They're not quite as juicy as you would think, but
Meyer lemons would probably make them.
yeah,
The damn Meyer lemon's not seasoned.
yeah. So the other 2, I've already done this too, but I kind of, to get the juice to come out a little better, you just kind of roll them out a little bit, and they've been washed and all that kind of good stuff. We're gonna half them up, and I'm going to.
She's got quite the collection of
Not
juicers.
really. I've got a few juicers, not that many, but this is one of my favorites because it has these little teeth right here that will kind of catch the seeds and stuff.
And it's got a little stopper on the bottom.
But I've also discovered with these really big lemons, the seeds are like gnat size. So
this is called a quickie juicer.
Quickie juicer.
And she's got the Vaseline glass juicer.
So basically, this little dam here for the nut for the seeds, it's not gonna work on this. But I came up with a different idea for that. Because you definitely don't want seeds in this. Number 1, it's not gonna taste good. Number 2, you might break a tooth. Number 3, you're gonna be embarrassed. Seed. So, and then they're snaggle too. All right, so there we go. We're gonna do these other 2 real quick. So back to my mama. We were talking about my mama, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, God Almighty, I miss my mother. I tell you, y'all that still have your mamas, and if you're younger, especially, do me a favor, be nice to her. I was not a nice young lady to my mother, because my mother didn't know anything. Little did I know, she knew everything. Ah, I wish I could go back and tell her I'm sorry for being such a little...
Quit.
I was going to say that. But I can't. But I can go on and go forward and be happy and remember my sweet mama who made some of the best fried chicken on Sundays at Campmeeting.
See, now her mama and all these other women, so there's a stove in there, and I did this one time up there.
Yes, you did.
I cooked for the preachers one night, and I cooked fried chicken. And I couldn't imagine up there, and they're doing always, I mean, there ain't much difference between July and August, but she'd get up there, I mean, they'd stay there.
My mother literally packed, same thing, packed up everything. Packed our clothes, packed our food.
And stay there for 10 days.
My dad, he went to work from back and forth to work.
But she'd get up and cook breakfast and cook,
Daddy's
Sunday.
lunch.
And then cook fried chicken from Sunday. And no air conditioning, just little old window fans, and man, it.
And she never complained. I never heard the woman complain one time. So.
But back before that, I mean, people up there were using wood stoves cooking. So I mean, there's a few people up there that upgraded and got some AC, but not many of them.
Yeah. Okay, so now I've got my 3 lemons wrung out. What I'm going to do, because those seeds in
Got
this
them what?
wrung out, the seeds are so tiny that, look at all them little bitty seeds in there.
I see.
Seed them seeds. So I'm going to put them one more time through a strainer.
get all the pulp out.
Yeah. The pulp isn't so bad to go into the pie. It's the seeds. I just don't even want those in there. So, let's see. I need a spoon. Oh, here's my handy dandy. See, Heather? I really kind of laid them out for show tonight, but they actually are going to work. So I can kind of press the rest of that down in through this thing. And
Get all the juicy.
get all the juiciness. Gosh, those are the teeniest little seeds. So yeah, so my mother's food, you know, God, thinking back about that, she made some of the best fried chicken. She'd probably cook a chocolate cake like we're going to do. She'd make a lemon pie. And then in later years, she made her famous strawberry pie that we cooked last season. And Daddy pitched in, you know, he did a roast and stuff. And everybody, usually we had all my cousins that are there, Mama's sister's kids, and we'd all get together. And I mean, everybody bring and have a big lunch. And we still do that on Sundays. Now that our families have got grown, you know, now we're kind of scattered, but we usually have a good 30 people on Sunday. I don't think we'll probably have as many this year just because of Rona, but that's okay. Time will fix that.
Oh, I need a teaspoon of that.
Oh, okay. Well, you
Or maybe I can just
get you a little. Yeah, here you go. So, back to our lemon pie mixture. The condensed milk, the egg yolks. We're going to get that kind of mixed up real well. When my mother would make these pies, she usually used fresh eggs, and she never cooked the pie. She always did the eggs, and then when you put the lemon juice in, she said that's what cooked the pie. Nowadays, you probably can't really do that unless you get fresh eggs. I'm not comfortable feeding somebody a raw egg, although I probably would eat it. But so now I do cook them a little bit, probably about, what you got the oven on, 350? Yeah. 350 for about 20 minutes.
Well, the meringue one, it's got to be in there for 20 minutes anyway.
Well, the meringue one you're going to put on, the meringue on this pie that's already cooked, because it's cooled.
Okay.
Because you don't want to put meringue on a warm pie. Because if you did...
There's Jack.
Hey, buddy, bud. What are you doing? You being all brave? Okay.
So what you just mixed it all together?
Just mixed all my condensed milk together and my egg yolks. Now I got the lemon juice. We're going to add that in. And to be honest with you, sometimes it can be like, when you put it in here, it's almost like you're thinking, oh my God, I got way too much lemon juice, but you don't. You just kind of have to fold it in, and just, you're going to have to mix it up real well. You might have to slosh it around a little bit. But that's pretty much lemon pie right there, folks.
That's pretty simple there.
It is, and the thing about it is oh my God, it is so good. Oh Lord, I love it. I don't know whether I love lemon more or chocolate. That's
For me.
Wow. You a little bit in the doghouse for scaring me so many times.
Wow.
It was my idea to do that, and you stole it.
Well, you don't need to be telling me the next time.
No, I won't tell you the next time. You little stinker. I was going to scare him when I was going to pretend like I was getting my rolling pin to bash those Ritz crackers, but I was going to grab his mallet and wham, 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 and he figured it out and blew it.
I didn't blow it. I scared you.
Well, everybody probably thought that was funny. Anyway, okay, I've about got this good and mixed up. And it's not quite runny. It's still kind of thick. And we're going to pour it into this beautiful pie shell. Scraping every little bit of goodness, I'm telling you. You want every drop of it.
And just want to make mention, because there's some people that watch this that know Gary Camp, good friend of ours, a fellow firefighter, and retired captain, and he passed away. So just keep the Camp family in your prayers, and his wife Rita, and I grew up with them Danger girls, so just keep them in your prayers.
Yeah, they are special girls, that's for sure. We're real
And
sorry
Gary, I
about that.
thought the world. I knew him ever since I was a little kid, and then ended up working with him on the fire department, and was.
He thought the world of you too. I could tell when he talked to you.
And so,
I don't
yeah.
know why.
well, he taught me how to scare folks.
Apparently. So, basically, on the pie here, after I got it poured into the shell, I just kind of messing it up a little bit, just spreading it out. All right, Mr. Cagle.
So I'm gonna make the meringue tonight.
I'm gonna let him do something other than scare me.
So I've got 3 room temperature egg whites going into the mixer, and you put the mixer in. Start it off kind of slow, low speed, until it gets kind of frothy.
Do you need a spatula? You're gonna need something to put it on top of the pie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We're not gonna put it on that pie.
And I've done it. Some people use cream of tartar. Didn't have any cream of tartar. All cream of tartar is an acid. So a good substitute for cream of tartar is a little lemon juice. And since it's lemon pie, we're gonna put a little lemon juice, just about a half a teaspoon of lemon juice, and it just helps the meringue peak and hold its form.
How about that? Oh,
So
another little tip on your leftover lemons. Take them and squeeze what juice you have left down your sink. Freshens up your sink. How about that?
So you see it's kind of
What's that? What did you say?
frothy.
Frothy?
So I'm just going to take a little
Just to let you know, Catherine asked, how long does it take to get the egg whites to room temperature?
I did these about 4 o'clock, so about 3 hours. So I put a half a teaspoon of lemon juice in there, and I'm gonna crank it up to about medium, and let it kind of come to peak.
You gotta beat it high.
And meringue is it's a kind of a, sometimes I've made it and it turns out spectacular. Sometimes I made it and it's just watery. So it's,
So we don't know what we're gonna get tonight. Is
it's
that what
been a
you're
long,
saying?
yeah, because it's been a minute since I made some meringue.
Are you good with this?
I'm good with that. But as it starts to get stiff, with 3 eggs, I've got a 1/4 cup of sugar. You add it about a tablespoon at a time. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. But and we're going to crank this bad boy on up.
Hope y'all can hear us.
And I'm going to just,
He's adding a little bit of sugar at a time.
no sugar at a time.
Who's that mallet? Boy, that's getting awfully pretty. The waist. Looking mighty pretty.
Just keep adding just a little at a time. And it's going to be stiff heat.
Stiff heat. Why do you have to add a little bit at a time? Why can't you just dump it all in? Is that what they say?
Just the way it's done.
Okay.
You don't tug on Superman cake. You don't spit into the wind. You don't add all the sugar at one time in meringue.
Learned something new, didn't we?
But I always made meringue. I'd make if anybody knows what a hotel pan is, you know, those big hotel pans, I would make one of those full of banana pudding at the fire station. A hotel pan, I'd use at least 15 bananas.
My God. That's a lot of bananas.
And so I'd
You make meringue?
make meringue to go on top of it. And look,
That made me remember I forgot to pick up whipped cream today for strawberry pie. Look what we have here. You want a spatula? I said you want a spatula.
don't lick it.
I'm not. I don't like meringue.
Is this the one I'm putting it on?
Yes.
Look at there. Look. Just look. I wish you'd just look, Jane. Just look.
I'm looking, Jerome. Let's
That's
see
what
it.
her mama used to say.
Call me Jane.
Just look.
Would you just look at that? My goodness.
And it was usually people watching.
Yeah, it was usually people watching. Oh my goodness. Campmeeting. Just thinking back, missing my mama and daddy. Would love to be able to drop back in like about 1969, somewhere around in there. My the tent that we have, my grandfather built it. Gosh, I guess in the
40s,
probably in
wasn't
the 40s, yeah, and eventually it got pretty rickety. We had shavings, we had sawdust for the floor, but eventually came time it was time to replace it. My dad and his brothers, Sam and Walt and Roger and Paul, my brother, maybe some others. Back it was like 1968. They came in and built
had a barn raising.
yeah,
Had a tent
pretty
raising.
much, because that's pretty much how they built everything at Campmeeting. Everybody helped everybody, and so that's been ours that we're living in, or that we stay in now, has been there since 1968, and I have a lot of fond memories of being a child. And I'm gonna tell you something. If I were a kid, if I were like 6 or 7 years old right now, I would be beside myself, because tomorrow Campmeeting starts. I could not wait. I mean, it was like Christmas, because really, basically, it was Campmeeting, which was in August, but we've moved it to July because of school. Campmeeting would come, and then the next thing you know,
Jed's a millionaire?
no,
Oh.
he wasn't. Next thing you know is October, Halloween, and then Christmas finally would get here. So I kind of lived for Campmeeting as a child, and
I don't know how to make meringue pretty, but
that's fine because I don't like it. So it doesn't matter. But you can. We will put that in the oven in a minute because my other one's cooking right now.
I should eat that raw egg.
Anyway, I'm just trying to think back of some other good memories. All my cousins, playing with my cousins, Rodney, my cousin Joe, playing volleyball.
Trudy.
My cousin Trudy, oh my God, when she was little, she would come and, I usually, since I was kind of like an only child, because I was younger than my brothers, we always had somebody come spend the night with me at Campmeeting. And then my cousin Trudy came, my cousin Tracy came, Tina, Trudy's sister, and Trudy and I would, you had to use your imagination. I didn't even bring, the only thing I brought was a bicycle. And everything else was, stayed home. Any kind of toys. I think we had some blocks or something up there to play with. But we literally, Nathan was asking me, he's like, what do you remember your mama cooking? What was her specialty that she would cook up there when you were a kid? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember. I know, because, and the reason I don't remember is because when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, you don't care about food. All you want to do is get out there and ride your bicycle. And that's what we did. I mean,
When you get 12, 13, you just want to flirt with boys.
Oh, I would have never flirted with any boy.
You never got kissed at the campground?
Maybe once. You've kissed me at the campground.
Well.
So, but anyway, I have tons of fond memories up there with my family, with my friends, my cousin Sherry and Kim and Christy next door, and Lachelle Thompson, playing with her, the prettiest little girl on the campground. She's also the one that owns that we2friends.com. Just want to throw that out there.
We're going to be missing one. If any of y'all lived up around there, knew Michael Ridens. He's always camped there, and he just passed away here. Another fireman I knew. He was DeKalb County. I was Fulton, but I've known Michael for years, and he was a big part of Holbrook Campground. And,
yes, he was.
So gonna miss Michael. Judy, I'm sure, gonna be there, but it won't be the same for him. Just we'll be keeping that family in our prayers during this time. So,
I hope I was able to portray camp meeting well enough to y'all. You know, when you get behind, you have all this great stuff you want to say, and then you get in front of a camera, and you're like, oh my God, I don't remember what I'm going to say.
But one thing that makes camp meeting is singing.
Oh, yes, it is. I love me some camp meeting singing.
Just them old hymns.
Yeah, that's nothing like that. The old Blue Highway, Heavenly Highway books. I have a lot of good stuff in it. You didn't ask me what my sweetest moment was.
What's your sweetest moment?
Okay, that happened about 2 days ago. So, my husband and I were up there. That would be Nathan, my husband. And he actually did a bunch of labor, like hard labor, carpenter work up there, doing some upgrades and stuff. And bless his heart, it was hot, he was sweating, he was tired. And I told him, I said, oh my God, you are the sweetest man, I love you so much. And I said, you didn't sign up for this. And he looked at me and he said, neither did your daddy, but he loved your mother. And that was my sweetest moment.
Wow.
That's silly.
I love you.
Find you a good man that'll go to camp meeting with you.
Find you a good woman and to sing a hymn with you.
Oh no, she won't. You have really
Because
blown
camp
it.
meeting.
Camp what?
Camp meeting.
It's singing?
It's singing.
I know it, but we're not.
There's
No.
coming a day when no heartache shall come, no more clouds in the sky, no more tears to dim the eye. All is peace forevermore on that happy golden shore. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be, when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. And he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. So folks,
Lord.
just remember, no matter how bad things get in this world, there's coming a day when we ain't got to put up with none of this pain, no more sorrow, no more division.
None.
And we got hope and eternal salvation. And that's one thing at camp meeting is about, is devoting your life to Christ. And so just you listen back to that song and just listen to the words. And when you're having a bad day and you're wondering how you're going to make it through that day, just listen to those words, and it'll help you through. It does me.
Yeah, it does us both, but I don't know about that singing. I don't know
Well,
if that's going to help you through. That was pretty rudimentary there, but
it's singing.
we pulled it off.
And
You started a little high.
you started a little low.
Well, I guess we met in the middle. Didn't we?
What's
Timpani. Anybody ever heard of timpani? It's pasta cake.
and
We're thinking about trying that.
Tim's gonna try
Our
it.
cameraman, we're trying to convince him that
Maybe
he needs to
brings
be
it- his mom and
his
dad.
mom and daddy, or he could be our guest chef and prepare timpani.
It's named after Tim.
I mean, really?
Tim Pony.
Y'all, pasta cake. Are you hearing me? That'd be something. Telling you. He showed us a picture of it. Looked pretty good.
Yeah, you're going to text her some pictures so she can.
Post them or post them on our
Yeah.
site. You're friends.
So anyway,
All right, yeah. All right. Back to
camp meeting and
Yes.
then back to. In the words,
my sweet, beautiful, funny, well-dressed mother, Jane Castelois, Glennis Bice Gilliland. Y'all be somebody.
in the words of my dear daddy, I tell you, I miss him all the time, and not just him. I miss my mama too.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
But when the time he saw you, he didn't tell you, "I love you, and don't you forget it." And we love you,
And don't you forget it.
See you next
Thursday.
Well, we'll be camp meeting.
Well, I don't know. We may go ahead and do like a little show from camp meeting. We're probably going to go live from there at some point, but we will do something
We'll
next
do
Thursday
something.
night at 7:30. We ain't gonna leave y'all hanging because we miss y'all when we're not here. Even if we do sing bad, I didn't think we sang that bad. It was a little high.
It's all right. It's
Thanks,
off the
y'all.
count. Love y'all.
We love y'all. Come back when you can stay longer. Bye.
Be somebody. Happy cooking.